traditional taps like this are okay for most people, but for people who are getting elderly and disabled people, they can't actually turn these on. And I know a couple of people that just can't grip a tap like that to turn it on in the first place, so it's a real problem for them. So what you can get is a lever conversion kit, which will convert your normal pillar taps like that, or your basin taps, to lever taps. So they actually have a lever on which you can just touch with your hand to turn them on and off. So they come as a kit. So you get one for the cold side obviously and one for the hot side. You get a set of instructions which you're going to need for most taps, and then you get a set of converters and packers as well. It's not quite as simple as changing a normal tap headgear this, because there are a few different types of tap, so you will have to refer to the instructions at some point. So we're going to convert these two traditional taps into lever taps. So I've already isolated the water, so there's no water coming out of either tap now. So we just need to take off the tap handle to begin with, which should just unscrew. And we'll lift that off, and then we'll just unscrew that. And then we'll just undo the tap headgear, or the tap valve as some people call it. It is important when you undo that valve that you don't actually move the tap. If you move the tap, you can undo the connections underneath the sink, which can cause it to leak. So we've now removed that tap headgear. So now we need to try the new headgear from the new tap in there. And that does actually fit. So we are quite lucky there. We don't need to use the adapter kit for this particular tap. So I'm now going to measure the seating depth of the tap, which it tells you to do in the instructions. So if I put that in there and touch it down onto the seat, I can see that to the top of the tap there it's about 22mm. So if I just refer to the instructions now, this is the actual tap headgear that we've got, and the seating depth is a maximum of 22mm. So all we need is the mini screw and the washer, which is how it comes anyway. If you've got a deeper seating depth, you may need to use the plastic spacers that come with the kit, which are the blue bits, and you may also need to use the extended screws. It's important that you don't get these two headgears mixed up. As you can see, one of them has a mark across the actual nut bit there. Now if you actually get a nut like that in industry, it means it's a left-hand thread. But in this case, it means that that one's for the actual cold in this case, and that one's for the hot, because these are actually handed. So you have one for the right hand side and one for the left hand side. So it's important that you get the correct headgear in the correct side. So that's the actual headgear for the cold side. So we'll put that in there, and then we'll just tighten that up. And now that's tight, we're now going to put the handle on, and we'll just leave it in about that kind of position for now. And now we're just going to turn the water back on again. And if you look down there, you can actually see that it is splined. So when it's splined like that, it means that you can fit that on there in any position you want. You can just keep changing it. So we've got the tap in the closed position, so the lever really wants to be at about 90 degrees to the actual tap. So when you come to it and you want to turn that on, all you need to do is pull it and the tap's actually on. And then to switch it off again, you just push back on it. So that's roughly where the actual handle wants to be. So we're now just going to get the screw and put the screw in the top, and that'll actually hold it in that position. And then you can put your colour coordinated tap cover on the top, which shows us that that's the cold tap. So that just pushes in there, and then you successfully converted that tap to a lever tap. So you can just turn it that way for on and that way for off. So now we just need to do that to the outside as well.